those bad choices.
You know, like you said, the environment and just the influence you, even though you know had a good foundation, a good background. This is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. Would you share your experience of being in those violent relationships?
Oh man, yeah.
I'm gonna get that to Alisha because Alisha got the brakes beat up off of her. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw that right on in there.
I mean, 'cause I'm gonna tell you where it started from. See, the domestic violence does not start from the first hit. It starts from your mind. Because the thing about it is the insecurity and the lifestyle that I live, it came from when I was younger. Okay. See, one thing about me is I never felt like I was good enough because I was skipping, you know, I was bad in school, getting in a lot of trouble. You know, when I looked around and my family, well, you know, everybody's doing good and everybody is making the grade. I'm up here flunking out, you know, making just all these bad decisions. So one thing that I never heard I was bad at was sex. Okay. So with that being said, when I did get in a relationship, the person that did attack me actually was the first person I moved in with. He was the first man I lived with. And when I say he beat me from the Amazing Grace House with the sound, and it was bad. But you always hope that it's going to get better. You know what I'm saying? But again, the low self-esteem, the doubt, the unsurety of not knowing, and the fear of what's to come. Because at the end of the day, in your mind, you think, oh, they're not going to really do this, or they're not, they just got mad, or I made them mad on accident. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe I did something, or maybe he wants to change, and all these different circumstances. You like reasoning with the devil. It's like saying if I touch the stove, it ain't going to burn me. But baby, it's always hot when you're dealing with a hot head. And it's always,
yeah.
But it started back long before I got my first hit. It was within me, the insecurities and stuff, dangerous.
Listen, you guys, take a moment to share this on social media. I'm actually on my phone right now. I'm getting ready to start a watch party because we want the story to get out. We want the testimony to get out. You know, somebody is going to be blessed on tonight. I just believe that. You know, you mentioned being good at sex, you know. Did both of you strip or just one of you?
I was pregnant, unfortunately. No, I'm just kidding. No, seriously. I used to want to strip, but she was the only stripper. I was already tainted. I had a baby in the womb at 17. So she was the one who stripped and brought in money and sort of made me a little jealous when we was teenagers. I was like,
yeah, that money came from. Money just all on the bed. I'm talking about everywhere. Like money just was everywhere. You know what I'm saying?
How did you feel about your sister stripping though?
It didn't bother me. I mean, we both are really good dancers. We both are very confident. We both are, you know, so I'm like, I would have done it, honestly, had I not been pregnant. Period. It wasn't even a question of if. The only reason why I did not was because I actually was pregnant. And then I was, you know, getting ready to get married and things like that. But had I not been pregnant, I most definitely would have done it. That's the only reason. My stomach was too big. Like,
yeah, but the thing about it is that when I did start stripping, I didn't know other strippers. See, man, the thing about me, I was the influence. I really, in reference to that lifestyle and me being a sexual being, because I was highly sexual. I didn't drink. I was the only one out there, you know, stripping with no clothes on that didn't drink, didn't smoke weed, none of that. You know what I'm saying? Who I was as, you know, sexually was enough. And that was intoxicating to me to go out there, you know, the seduction, the dancing and everything. You know, the girls used to be like, how can you get up there and not drink anything? And I said, because I know how to dance. And that's it, you know. And that was the only place, again, that I was secure in. It's messed up, but I mean, it's sad. But nevertheless, I did go out there. I didn't drink or nothing. And because I knew that I really liked dancing, and I knew that, like I said, the only thing I felt like I was good at was sex. And even in relationships, you know, one thing I always had was either a man or a woman. Period. You know, that's it. You know, so yeah. And I used to never understand why I would put up with different things. And I remember, he jumped on me and had a big knot. She was so worried about me. You know what I'm saying? But
I remember that day like. I remember it like it was yesterday, going over to her house and seeing this big, huge, don't you know the knots from cartoons where somebody get hit on the head and it's a big knot where you can even see the open pores there? Right. That's how big her knot was. and she tried to tell me that she fell down these stairs. And I'm like, that is a lie. You know, I was so upset because I knew she was lying to me, and I didn't understand why, you know, and it wasn't until later on that I found out like what happened. But I'm like, why are you staying? Why, you know, like leave this man, because dude was big. This was not your average
like
guy.
Like a Suge Knight type deal. Like,
yeah, except for he was real dark, kingpin, was not afraid, did shoot a girl literally in her vagina and went to prison for it. He was like that. He was that dude. He was that dude that if you did say you were calling the police on him, he would probably pick up the phone and call himself and then shoot you, because that's how bold he is. That I don't know what. All I know is that he was really intimidating. He was not afraid of anybody. Male, female, it didn't matter. You know, you got some men out here that only just hit women and fight women, but this dude, not only did he fight women, but he fought men and beat them to a pulp. He was really just unbelievably aggressive. They'll come over my house and he was friendly, but that energy he brought, though, all that power, all of that, I don't even know how she stayed. I would have ran and hid in some bushes or something, but it hurt me because, see, the thing is, you know, anybody in a domestic violence relationship, you're not in that relationship alone.
Right. You have family. Yeah.
We're making a decision not just for ourselves, but for the people around us, the people in our life. Because I love my sister. She means like the world to me.
Yes.
So when you're in that situation, everybody's in it with you. And then you can't step in, because even when you step in and they go back, you know what I'm saying? And they go back and you like, why? But then they call you in the middle of the night, crying, hurting, suffering. And then what do? You run to them, putting yourself in harm's way as well. You know, you could possibly get killed because it happens. You know what I'm saying? Right. So, you know, it's deeper than what I can see.
And in my brain, I'm like, you ain't going through this, I'm going through this. You know what I'm saying? Don't worry about it, I'll be all right or whatever. And then as a victim of domestic violence, that's in the relationship, in your mind, it's none of their business until it is. You know what I'm saying? When you need saving, or when you're trying to escape, you know, well, can I come over there or whatever? And then you get stupid and you get, you know what I'm saying, finesse back into a relationship again, and you go back and then you get the same consequences. Was it instantly? No, it wasn't instantly, but it did happen again. You know what I'm saying? And it's, you know, I don't think that I was so ignorant at that time. I don't even know if I was ever scared of him. You know what I'm saying? It just because even though he jumped on me really bad, the fear of him or me dying was not there until I was like in the situation and it was happening. Like when he shot the gun at me, when I couldn't stand up, when I had bruises, I had bruises literally on my skull. I had bruises out down my back. And I remember I had a concussion. I remember driving down the street and I couldn't remember where I was going.
So what was the turning point? What was that decision or the factor that said, you know what, I got to get out of this?
Yes.
Actually, that night, because I remember in my brain, you know, who I am, even at 44, is still very confident in who I am intimately. Okay, so this chick told me, I seen, I forgot his name, Dwayne,
in the book.
Yeah, in the book.
Because he's in the book.
I seen Dwayne with let's say Keisha. I said, well, who? I was second to none. I left that same night. I got my stuff. And it was unfortunate that the domestic violence wasn't the thing that did it. But I'm like, he's not going to be cheating on me and doing this? Oh, no. I was 4 months pregnant with my first son, which was his. And I looked, you know, like the both of us, but still, I just remember we was at a hotel, and it was a beautiful one, nevertheless. And I had prayed 2 weeks before, and I asked God. I said, God, if you get me out of this situation, I promise you, I would never come back. And that was before I even found out about that. Literally, the night that the lady told me that is the night that I left. But 2 weeks before, I just remember me being in the hotel, and I just remember me crying out to God. And I said, God, if you get me out of this, I promise I'll never come back. And I meant that with my heart and soul, and I never went back once I left. But except once I left that time, because I did go to Houston after the bruises on the skull. I left and I went out of town for a little while, but I got so cocky because I had me a new Eclipse. I was a young adult with a sports car in my name. So the Leo that I am, y'all know Leos, y'all know how we are. So I'm having, so I drive from 16 hours. Come be a show off just for come be a show off just for him, and I ended up getting back with him, and that's when I not only got back with him, but I got pregnant with my son, my oldest son, and then that's again when he beat me so bad. I mean, literally threw me through the folding doors, and I remember I was a stick down there, and I went to try and hit him with it, and we had a pump, an AK-47 in the closet. I mean, we were laced with guns. But I didn't want to be turned on me. He told me when I was going to walk to the car, he was going to shoot me in my back. And at that point, I believed him. Because, why? You know what I'm saying? Because I was already just sick of it right there. Because I'm like, you know what? If by chance you don't want me, and this is what I told him, I said, because he told me to get out. I said, this is one of the times, this is before I ended up, when I went back again after the real bad beating. And I said, well, if you don't want me, I can't make you want me. When you tell me to go, when you get out, Gucci. Because in my brain, you're going to be replaced anyway. Like I said, so when somebody cheated on me, what I'm saying, when I found out that he was with another woman, it's sad that the domestic violence didn't make me leave, except for that one time when I went out of town and I came back a few months later in my sports car, then got beat worse. You know what I'm saying?
So let's kind of fast forward a little bit. Because I was reading your story. I actually haven't read the book yet, but reading your story and preparing for your interview, did both of you go to prison?
Yes. Yeah. We actually both went to prison for the same crime, and we were both sentenced to the same amount of time, even though I had 2 felonies. She had 1, and so it was. And we talk about, since you haven't read it yet, we talk about how we had to leave our kids. Once again, we back to the whole situation of making choices, not just for ourselves, but the people in our lives. Wow. I was pregnant when I got arrested. By the time I went to prison, I had a 2-month-old baby, and I had a 4-year-old daughter. She actually went to prison pregnant, and she had another son. How old was Rashard?
Rashard was 3 years old, and my other son was 1. And then I went to prison, and I was pregnant when I found out a couple of days before I could turn myself in.
Now, were you both in the same city at the same time when y'all went to prison, or y'all went separate cities?
Huh? Here's what we're in the same now. We were security risk because we look so much alike.
Yeah.
So they sent us.
No. When you went to prison, when y'all each went to prison, were you in the same cities at the same time, or you guys were in separate cities and each went to prison?
Yeah, separate. Yeah, they separated us and sent us to different prisons because we were separate prisons, separate cities, because we were a security risk. We looked too much alike. And so that's what made them go ahead and separate us.
But before, my question is, so before you went to prison,
before
living in the same city.
We did the crime together.
We did the crime together. We was arrested together. That was the first time ever arresting twins.
Okay, that makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah, both of us. Yeah. So, and they were like twins. Like, this is the first time we ever had to arrest twins. They like arrested brothers or sisters, our brother and a sister, but identical twins was something that they didn't, you know what I'm saying? Never had.
I thought you guys were arrested like for the same crime, but in different. That's why I was just, and forgive me for looking, I was like, this is a riveting story. I was kind of into the story, but I thought that you guys were in different cities, and it just so happened y'all got arrested for the same crime. I was gonna say, boy, this is a Lifetime movie.
It's still a Lifetime movie. We claiming that, yes.
Yeah, because I mean, it's still a very rare story. It's very interesting.
Yeah. I'm actually so glad that you guys are on the show. But honestly, I do want people to read the book, so I don't want to tell too much.
Right.
But it's like, I'm grateful that you guys, first of all, came out of those situations. I'm so grateful that you are alive, because truly you could have been killed so many times. Not just one time, like many times. Now that, you're out of that situation, you have your children, You're raising your children, and one of you got grown children, right?
We both do. I got 5 grown children and 2, because I have 2 sets of twins.
Right, you got 2 sets of twins. Okay, 2 sets of fraternal twins, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I mean, now that all of that has happened, you know, and you can look back over your life. Looking back, why do you believe the Lord allowed you all to go through those situations?
It's a choice, you know, like we're presented with opportunities all the time. Mm-hmm. We have a choice in the matter. And I think for me, my grace ran out. I wasn't trying to be the good girl. You understand? And the one thing that me and Alisha always talk about is how God reigns on the just as well as the unjust.
Yes.
And she had already given her life to Christ, you know, but for me, I was running full speed ahead. You understand? Mm-hmm. When I say full speed ahead, away from him, because it wasn't appealing. And I felt like I couldn't meet the expectations. But every time I turned around, somebody was telling me I was going to hell. I had to stop having sex. Wait, what? No, I'm not going to stop doing that. You know, yeah, I got to stop doing this. I got to stop shacking up. I can't, you know what I'm saying? I can't do this. It would seem so restricted. They didn't speak about the grace of God, the compassion that God has for us, the level that he knows us, all of our imperfections.
Yeah.
And so, you know, but Alisha, she has taught me so much. Y'all don't even understand. Like Alisha, my twin sister, has taught me faith, man, like for real, faith. And she was trying to draw me in, but you know how the enemy can be real deceptive.
Right.
Alisha, tell them about what happened to you in court. And I'm bringing this up because like it's so crazy.
Oh my
God. This is the part where God reigns on the just as well as the unjust. The judge was so nice to me, but I intentionally committed a crime, on purpose.
She did that on purpose.
I was ready to get my money. Give me my money, but I was so humbled down by the time I got arrested. I'm like, God, I am sorry. I mean, I'm boo crying. Alisha, on the other hand, super faith-filled. God is going to, save me. But God warned her, Alisha, I'm not going to tell your testimony there. I get to talking.
The Lord warned me, y'all.
Tell him, girl.
I remember 2 weeks before. Oh, my God. $250,000.
Wow.
And I'm like, I just kept hearing the Spirit say, trust in the Lord with all that heart and lean not into your own understanding. You know what I'm saying? And then in reference to I gotta find the scripture. Sorry. What is it? Anyway, it's not. I know we. I'm trying to think about what and it's also in reference to seek ye first the kingdom of God and all His righteousness, and all these things should be added unto you. Okay, so I'm hearing this 2 weeks straight. And I said, I ain't gonna do the crime. Forget it. Then the devil walks in looking like $1 million. Literally, and I follow. I'm talking about forget walking. I was running, and everything that God kept warning me about over that period of time, I just shot it out. And I was like, I ain't going to no prison. I ain't finna get caught. She didn't get caught anyway. Nevertheless, so we go meet up to do the crime and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And when I tell you, we got caught as soon as we pressed on the gas. Got caught red-handed. Right in there. There was a time.
Caught what?
Everything. And it was we were butt naked. And the police walked in and talking about some, are they still here? And I'm like, so anyway, it was neither here nor there. We don't want to tell everything. But nevertheless, on the day of sentencing, right? I'm sitting up here confident that this is my first time, really for real, getting in trouble, getting a felony and stuff like that. And then I do a little things a couple of times, like pulled out, gone on some females and stuff. I did have to go to jail, but it was a misdemeanor. I ain't really done nothing. And I get up in that courtroom door, no mercy whatsoever, because God warned me. See, there's warning before destruction. People don't even understand that. You know what I'm saying? It's like you're going down the road, you yield, stop, yield, and you keep on going. What you think you're gonna do? Run out of the dang on road. That's exactly what happened. Not that I'm the most, Christian is Christian, and we make sure we talk about that because, honey, God met us at our worst. It ain't no more that we could do bad when He met us at our lowest point. That's what bothers me too. Like even with her, she like, I don't want to be a hypocrite because you hear people talking about how much that's what I was like. You gonna go to hell? Even now, I heard people talk about me going to hell. I'm like, I was a stripper, sleep with. It's so much, but I mean, I ain't ashamed of my story, but I don't even know how deep you really want me to go. But the life I was living when God got me, wasn't thinking nothing about Him, and you telling me I'm gonna go to hell? because I distracted, I done fell off a little bit. What? You know, that's what bothers me and what bothered her about God. I'm like, thank God I know God for myself in this moment. Even then, I had to learn God for myself. You know what I'm saying? But I get there in court, I'm cocky. I'm like, I ain't going nowhere. Thank you,
She
God.
was so confident. Oh, God.
And then that lady was like, well, we're going to send it. She's like, I'm going to sentence you to blah, blah, blah in a correctional facility. I said, excuse me? They gave me the maximum time that they can give me for that crime.
And like I said, I had 2 felonies.
And I didn't get 1 penny.
I had one because I'm telling you, I had 2 felonies. She only had 1. I got money. She did not. But I'm telling you, God's grace reigned on me because I didn't know no better. When you know better, there is a responsibility, period.
And see, remember, she got more probation time than me, but our prison time was the same, period.
Yeah.
Woo! This is
It's a lot.
wow. Larry, lady, you got some more questions because I don't know what to say. I'm speechless.
No,
I'm speechless and grateful.
Well, I kind of want to jump into the book a little bit. As far as the name of the book, Breaking Through the Bars. How did that come about? I mean, what was the idea behind that?
Well, Breaking Through the Bars actually came when we were sitting down talking about all the stuff we've been through. You know, going through homelessness, you know, once again, the domestic violence. I had domestic violence, but her story is so gruesome. I just let her tell hers. So it's a lot more, it's different. It was a different type of abuse. But anyway, and raising our kids, getting out, being able to get out, get jobs, you know, that thing right there, that's a powerful thing. It's powerful when you're able to do all of that. And then just choosing. So we came up with the title, Breaking Through the Bars, like we broke through the bars in our life. You know, the things that were trying to hold us back. All the people that told us we couldn't do this. All the people that said that we can't do that. So we, you know, once again, it's a choice. But see, breaking through the bars is not just limited to people going to prison. This is a mindset.
Right.
It starts here first. If you believe you cannot do something, then guaranteed you will not do anything.
Right.
But see, the thing about incarceration is not a physical state of being, it is a mental. Because I remember the first night I went to prison, that was the most rest I got in months. Because I was running and all chaotic and stuff. You know what I'm saying? And I tell people all the time, God took me away from everything and everybody that I knew in order to get me right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Breaking through the bars is about breaking through the bars of of your failures, your doubts, and having to sit up here and recognize and look at you. You see people all the time. It's because of mama. It's because of daddy. Because my boyfriend, my girlfriend. No, it's you. Because when you get there, you can only look at you. You are the only one holding that. What is it? I don't even know what to say. Torch. Well, torch is a symbolization of success. But this was a whole entire failure. Understand? And at the end of the day, it was also a beginning to be able to look and take responsibility for what I did. It was not my mama. It was not my sister. I chose that. And the one thing even now that I see, everybody want to focus on it being, well, they did this and they did that. Even with somebody in a relationship, talking about, oh, well, he cheated on me 3 times. I said, at some point, you let him. At some point, it was okay. You let him. You know, it's about taking responsibility for your actions. And a lot of people want to always make it seem like it's about somebody else when it's really about you. You know what I'm saying? You can choose to be unforgiving. You can choose to make that be your reason why. But at the end of the day, if you don't choose to let it go, then it's going to always have you incarcerated. And you ain't got to be in prison to be that. Understand? Freedom is not a state of being.
And the freedom is not a state of being. It is a state of, it's a state of mind. And a lot of people are in prison to their job, bad relationships, feeling like they have to do this and have to do that. You know, they're so imprisoned in this one place because they can't, or somebody won't let them, or if they hadn't have done, take responsibility, excuse me, for your stuff, you know, your actions, for your actions, because we have a choice in the matter, even when we don't feel like it. There's always another option. You know, me and Alicia, we could have sat back and said, because Alicia had 7 kids.
At the time, I only had 3, but I had 2 sets of twins after that. But go ahead.
Yeah, but just like in total, as we were raising the kids and even writing our book and going out to speaking engagements and things like that, we could have said, "No, we got too many kids," because I have a total of 3 now. At the time, I had 2, and so we had a total of 9 kids. Now we have a total of 10 kids. We could have said, "I can't do this because I'm a high school dropout. We got too many kids. We can't go to these speaking engagements. Who's gonna babysit? Who's gonna do this?" We didn't make excuses. It is a choice. You choose you and own it. Own your mistakes. Now, because when Alisha been posting about ugly truths, owning your ugly truths. Going to prison, that's an ugly truth. You know what I'm saying? Accept it. Release it. Be okay with the past, because you can't go back and you find yourself in depression, sad, can't move forward because you holding on to something that you can't even change.
And then also, like with me, I refuse to be a statistic. Me and my kids was in a magazine. That's what she wrote her first book, after me and my kids was in a magazine. Because this one lady talked about how, not about my kids look like we were millionaires because of how they dress, because name brand stuff and don't appeal me. The way they present themselves and reference to how neat they look, be it. And not only that, with their behavior. Anyway, I refuse to be a statistic. I refuse to be what they say a single Black mother's supposed to be. I refuse to be what they said a convicted felon's supposed to be. I refuse to be that statistic because I didn't want to be. And I'm telling you, determination outruled any judgment somebody had against me. Because one thing nobody could do is shame me for what I already accepted. And that's one thing for sure, is that I didn't care about what anybody else was saying, because I was more determined for me and for them to not be anything like I was. And guess what? They're not. I got 3 college students right now. I got 2 older sons, that my other son that live in San Antonio doing good. And my other son lives in Addison, Texas, doing good. Independent men. 5 sons, independent men. You understand what I'm saying? People say you can't raise a man. I mean, I can't raise a man, but I sure taught them how to be independent and not be, making excuses and bad choices. I watch these mothers, I can't do this and I can't do that. I got 2 kids, I got 3 kids. Honey, baby, you let them be your excuse. You can let them be that tish at the bottom of your shoe all you want to. But baby, that it has nothing to do with the success that you have before you if you choose that. But people always want an excuse, Yeah.
Well, ladies, we out of time, but that was a powerful testimony. And we got people on the line. I see on the saying,
I'm sorry, I'm just drinking my
sister preach and amen. People are really,
hey y'all, we can see y'all, but how y'all doing? Hey, make sure y'all check us out, @impact_7 on Instagram. Please follow us. We love people. And then also on Facebook, Double Impact. Wait a minute, what are we? Double Impact. No, I actually page, and let's show them the book. And this is actually how the book looks. So you can go to Double Impact authors and motivators. I think that's the name of our Facebook page. It's such a long name, Double Impact authors and motivators.
And Marisa twins is long.
Yeah, just the word identical twins is really long too. But Double Impact _7 on Instagram. We would love for y'all to follow us, because we do. Do you mind if we throw this out here about the book signing? Okay, so we got a virtual book signing coming up on the. Girl, I'm handling business.
Hurry up,
I'm handling business. See, we got to handle this business.
That's
we need to make sure we stay in contact. So we got a virtual book signing coming up next weekend. Because we're published through Brown Girls Publishing, and so virtual book signing. So you all can order your books actually directly from us, and we will sign them and mail them out to you. But you can also do that now when you go to Double Impact Authors and Motivators and click it and purchase your book, and we'll sign it for you, and get it mailed off. So that's it. I'm done with the marketing right now. So
thank you so much, Christina Lockett. I appreciate it, and I appreciate you guys. It's nice meeting you.
Latrice and Larry. All right. Thank y'all. It's been fun.
Yes, it's so much fun, and thank you for being so transparent.
Yes.
And like you said, not even being ashamed to tell your story, because somebody was inspired by your testimony. And you have a testimony of being an overcomer, and testimonies to being single parents and still raising your children to be successful. You know, I just love it. I love it. I'm so glad you accepted the invitation.
Thank you. I'm so glad you came and said hello. And we love this. Thank you. I mean, it's a joy to share our story because we didn't even expect for it to ever be this. So thank you.
Listen, everybody, we just thank you so much for watching the Christina Lockett Show. We will be in the studio on next week, God spare. Next week is our comedy night, and we have a special guest, comedian Stephon Smith is going to be on the show. We got some more surprises for you. So you want to make sure you stay tuned in and stay connected. This weekend is the Spin Awards weekend. Woo woo! And so, before we changed the name to the Christina Lockett Show, it was a Message of Hope. So a Message of Hope has 6 nominations.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
Awesome.
Thank you. So the Spin Awards is in Atlanta this Friday. Hopefully I'm able to be there. I'll know within a couple of days if I'm still able to go, but we're grateful to everyone at the Spin Awards for what they have done in these last 4 years with the award show. And again, we're grateful just to be nominated. People say that, and you might see some, even the big celebrities say, well, I'm just grateful to be nominated. Honestly, it's the truth. It is an honor to be nominated. You want to win, but it is an honor to be nominated. Lady, thank you. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
We appreciate it.
Larry. Thank you. Before we end the show, Larry and Lady, you got any last comments, highlights from tonight?
Go ahead, Larry.
Larry's on mute.
I'm still in awe of the story. I have no additional questions.
Right.
Go.
We love to have fun. Dance with us.
I love their energy. I mean, I love you guys' energy. I love your transparency. I just love the fact that you're willing to tell your story. Anybody who follows me and knows me know that I am very big on testimonies, telling your story, because I truly believe through someone's testimony that you are helping someone else break through. You are helping someone to come out of that closet and tell their story and be helped and save souls and heal. So thank you all for being so transparent with your stories. And I tell you, I'm just in wow, because I've never heard such a story, and it's just,
That's a blessing to us, because we've been like this, and always been open. It's been a blessing and a curse, but at the end of the day, we're like, we can't be anything else but that. You know what I'm saying? Because we know for every downfall would it come up was for a purpose, to be able to encourage people. You know what I'm saying?
So it's a blessing to our soul to hear you say that. Thank you.
I mean,
I definitely want to check out your book. I want to read it and everything. I didn't catch that information. How can we purchase the book?
Okay, so if you want your book signed, go ahead and go to our Double Impact Authors and Motivators.
Right.
Go to our page, so you can go ahead and click and go to our website. But it's on Amazon, it's on Walmart, it's on everywhere you can get a book. But of course, it won't be signed by us. But if you want it signed by us, then thank you so much, Larry, for doing that.
Yeah.
Yes.
So much.
Yeah, and we'll post
but you can also go to us
as well.
Huh?
We're streaming live on the Christina Lockett Show, so we'll make sure we post it on our page as well.
Okay, great. Thank you
so much. Yeah, and we need to give them the personal link too. I don't know that. Because we got the Amazon and then the personal link. That's why I told them to go to our page, Double Impact Authors and Motivators, because I already put a link on there. Cool. So once they go, all they gotta do is click it and go. Then they can get a signed book that way.
Okay. Sounds good. All right.
All right.
Be blessed, everyone.
All righty. Nice meeting you.
Thank y'all.
Bye-bye.
Go.